everyone, so I was doing some cleaning out and stuff yesterday, and I had a little look at Red Riding Hood. So when I got Red Riding Hood, believe it or not, she was a lot smaller than this. So I never actually formally sexed her, but her tail appeared quite short at that time. So I was just messing around with her yesterday, holding her while I was cleaning her out, and I looked at her tail, and whereas before it appeared to be quite short in relation to the rest of her body, and in comparison to the other hognose, which I know is a boy. Now, as you can see, probably, she's got quite a long tapering tail, which looks suspiciously male to me. So I think what we're going to do is, now that she is a little bit bigger and a little bit more robust, I think we ought to probe her and just formally sex and just see what we are dealing with here. But I am sort of 90% sure that Red Riding Hood is in fact a boy. So what we have here is a set of probes. So these are varying sizes for, obviously, depending on the size of snake you have. So that is them. I am going to use, because although she's a lot bigger than when I got her, actually she's still tiny weeny, so I'm going to just use a really small loop type probe. It's really tiny, so as not to hurt her. And what I'm going to do is just pop a tiny bit of lubrication jelly on the end of there. So what we're going to do here is very gently, I'm just going to pop some lubricating jelly there. I'm going to sneak in the side of the vent here, and then very gently I'm going to just slide this down into the tail until I hit a bit of resistance, which that feels like I am there now. So let's pull this out. Yeah, so up to where the jelly is, which is about where my nail is there. If we have a look, so from the vent down towards the end of the tail, there's quite a few scales. So if this was a girl, it would probably only be down, say, that far at the most. So sort of 3-4 scales. But that is a good, what is it, probably 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, 9, 10, 11, probably about 12, 13 scales. It's a bit tricky because he actually is scooting all over the place. So I'm going to put that down and leave him alone. So yeah, this is definitely 100% a boy. So there we have it. So Red Riding Hood is a boy. So which is fine, absolutely no problem at all. I love that snake. So funny, real good character. I really like him. As I said in the video, there is a few ways of sexing snakes actually. Well, 2 main ways. So that's probing, which is what you saw me do there. It's a very reliable way of doing it, but it is invasive. So obviously it's not the sort of thing that random individuals should be doing, unless you know what you're doing and you've had a bit of practice, or you know, someone showed you how to do it, etc, etc. So that's probing. Some people pop the tail, so that's where you kind of put pressure on and you squeeze the tail in a certain way, and you can encourage the hemipenes to come out. Again, it's pretty reliable. If you sex a male by popping the tail, obviously you can't mistake a male really, but sometimes you can get people that pop the tail but don't actually fully invert the hemipenes, so they actually look like a female but the hemipenes are still inside the tail. So it's not 100%. It is quite reliable if it's somebody that really knows what they're doing. I haven't done it a lot. I can do it, I just find it a little bit more brutal than just sliding the probe in gently. There is a third way, but specific to boas, which I really like. You can do it totally non-invasively by kind of putting pressure on. He's got his tail wrapped around my top, so I can't show. But obviously this isn't a boa either. But you can put finger and thumb either side of the tail and gently squeeze from the vent down towards the end. And what you will feel in a boa is as you move over the end of the hemipenes, you'll feel like little popping sensations on your finger or your thumb, whichever way you're holding it. And that's obviously really reliable, because if you feel bumps, it's just literally as you go down you feel bump. And obviously if you feel bumps, it's a boy, because that's the end of the hemipenes that you can feel. Really easy to do. Once you've done it and felt it, it's easy. But yeah, that's just for boas. Not sure if it's okay to do that for like rainbow boas or anything like that, but I know like common boas is absolutely fine for. Bobbie's trying to get in my ear. Yeah, so that's a really good way of doing it. Obviously, you know, it's not invasive at all, and it's a nicer way of doing it. Bobbie came out to help, and now he's wrapped all the way around me. I'm probably not going to be able to show you, but he's actually in shed at the moment, and quite a good example of milky eyes. I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up, but he's yeah, so his eyes are milky at the moment, and you'll be able to see his belly is quite pink, and his pattern is dull, and he's quite a bit darker than he'd normally be. So those are the three main things really. They dull out a little bit, or a lot. They get quite a bit darker. On snakes with pale bellies, the bellies get pink. You can probably see there, pinky bellies, and obviously the eyes, they'll get milky when that kind of secretion gets behind the eye caps. And that's the secretion that they produce in between the layers of skin. That loosens the skin off, and then they will reabsorb that. It dries out again, and they go clear again, and you think, oh, they look like they should have shed. But then they will shed them within the next sort of couple of days normally, depending on the age and size of the snake. So this stage to when they shed can vary really, from a couple of days to a week and a half, depending on how big and what age the snake is, as I said. Generally, what I've found in my own personal experience, and I don't know if this is rule of thumb necessarily, but in the younger, smaller snakes, it tends to be quite a quick process. One day you'll see them milky, and sort of the day after, or you know, the day after that, they've shed. It seems to be quite a quick process. I've got a young boa, which it's just come out of quarantine actually, and he's just in the rack. I'm going to show him in a minute. He was in this stage literally the day before yesterday, and he shed overnight, so I'm going to get him out in a sec and we'll have a look at him. So this is Silver. He is a motley boa constrictor, and he has the most cool stripe going all the way down his tail. Really pretty snake. I called him Silver because his eyes look like a graphite silver or graphite grey in the sunshine. They're really dark, but so pretty. He is apparently 2 years old. He is quite small for 2, but I just don't think he's been overfed. So we're going to see how he does. He's been eating like an absolute monster since he came here. He's had 3 feeds with me already. He's doing fantastically well. Yeah, full shed cycle, no issues whatsoever. Had a full shed from him, and he looks absolutely great. That stripe, I can't get over it. So pretty. And yeah, so this is Silver. He's just a new addition. So I thought I'd compare him, as he's had a fresh shed this morning, to Bobbie, who's obviously in the first stages of shedding at the moment. Bobbie I would expect to go the next sort of day or two he'll clear up again, and then I would expect him to shed in probably 4 or 5 days time. I would say that'd be about right for Bobbie. If anyone's watching this and they don't subscribe to my Instagram, I have got a load of stickers. I've got 3 different stickers. If you would like some stickers, I'm happy to post them out. I don't charge anything. Just either add me on Instagram and message me on there, or you can obviously message me on YouTube, whatever. Happy to send some out. So I'm going to put him back and quit while I'm ahead, because I'm amazed that he hasn't tried to bite me yet. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel if it's your type of thing. Really appreciate all the support and the messages that I get. It's amazing. Thank you so much.